I'm a 10, but I'm pregnant.
With what?
Emotion.
Cut
Mama
this
MJ.
camera. Cut this camera right now because I'm balancing tears. Because this bitch. I am a 10, but I need more assurance and affirmations than a toddler.
Pisces, gather around.
Exactly. I'm just like, if every day I have not come into the room dressed and you said I'm the most beautiful woman you've ever set your eyes on, if you don't love me, just say. Hi guys, Murugi Muni here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's Definitely TMI.
We were a bit confused.
Yeah,
it's okay.
you started
haven't
looking there
seen
and
each
I
other
was
in a
looking.
while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. How are you?
Ooh.
How are you?
You have answered. How are you? How are you? What are you waiting for? What else? What are you waiting
Me,
for?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Life is good.
Yeah?
Life is flowing. And I'm okay. I'm just cold, but I'm fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like, do you know what? I feel like you're phenomenal.
Thank you.
Own
I am
it.
feeling phenomenal.
I feel like you are phenomenal,
Life
babe.
is so great right
Energy.
now. I know.
I can feel the energy.
Resisting the urge to always feel like when your life is going so great that something is around the corner that's about to
God
fuck
forbid.
it up.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Babe, no, don't think that at
So
all.
it's like when I'm excited and like optimistic, I'm always like, but it's cautious, so that if anything happens, I'm just like, okay, you weren't too happy,
But then guess what happens?
You start attracting that negative thing.
And that for
Yeah.
sure. But what happens is you're diluting your happiness, but you're gonna experience pain in the truth. So might as well just enjoy the happy
It's
times
true,
when
yeah,
it is.
you're so right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just enjoy my happiness.
Yes, babe.
Thank you, guys. How are you guys doing? We hope you're doing fantastic. I feel like it's been like ages since we shot.
I think it's been 3 weeks. No, 2.
Oh,
2.
Still feels
But
like
that
a
too
lot.
is big.
That too is a lot,
Yeah,
considering we usually shoot weekly.
Yeah.
Update on why we weren't shooting like last week in a bit. Actually, it was because of the presidential thing. That's why we had
The
pre-shot so
presidential
many.
one, and then I went to Diani.
Exactly. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, we already know our president. But if we don't know, may the wait continue.
Now that's hopeful. That's
hopeful,
optimistic.
right?
That's optimistic, sweetheart.
That's optimistic. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Go and watch all our other episodes so that you can get our views up. Yeah. And you please make sure you subscribe before you leave this channel.
Yeah.
Even if you have been watching episodes. In fact, there's somebody who came to tell me with their chest, like, I've watched all your episodes, but lucky me, I'm not subscribed. I'm not a social media person. And she was at my shop.
I'm out.
She was at my shop.
Carrying me out.
And I'm like, but you don't need to be, because you're watching already. Like,
That's
how does
what's
it
making you a social media person. The fact that you're watching,
and then
you're
she
consuming.
said that she doesn't like that if someone clicks on her YouTube, they can see what pages they have followed or subscribed. Then I was like, why does it matter?
Of.
Yeah. I was like, why does it matter? And I was like, actually, that's a setting. You can change that setting so people can't see what videos you've watched or liked or, subscribed
I can't believe
to.
we're going this much into detail
cannot
over
believe
subscribing.
it. I actually cannot believe
Wow.
it. And she left the shop not having subscribed.
And that's 45% of you. I checked the other day.
Guys,
45% of
please
you are not subscribed.
It helps us. Like, you see, we are giving you value by giving you all this bomb content. Just the least you can do, guys, is just subscribe. We would love it. And follow us on Instagram, TMI Podcast KE, TikTok as well. Where else are we?
We're
Those
everywhere.
2 places. Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
TMI Podcast KE.
Yeah.
Even Twitter, even though we don't really have anything on Twitter, but,
We have
even
nothing
Twitter.
on
Yeah.
It's fine. For those who are on our podcast platform, because we're actually a podcast, a lot of them have to actually subscribe because, like, once you subscribe is when you're going to see, like, a lot of the updates. So I know most of you are subscribed, so thank you so much for that. But if you have not,
guys.
instead of searching every time you have to listen to an episode, just Put that plus button so that you can be part of the family. And guys, a lot of these things, they validate our content. And because obviously we also want to secure that bag, those statistics, they matter. They matter. Then we can always, that means that we have the bag to be able to give you amazing content, to even have more events.
Exactly. Coming soon.
Exactly. So thank you so much, guys, for those who are already doing it. But if you're not, this is your message. It's a message to you.
Okay. We are talking a lot because today's episode already has us triggered.
Oh my, we are delaying.
So we are delaying. To start talking about it. Okay. Because one thing about TMI, it will really cause you to have some self-introspection. And usually we are giving you guys...
It's too much.
It's too much. Like, relax. Lydia,
is enough.
Is enough. God. But this one, it was a very inward-looking topic to have to research on.
So we have been dragging other people for the last few weeks. So he's a 10, but we are dragging other people. She's a 10, but we were dragging other people. But today, alas, the day has come for us to look inward. You're a 10, but what? But what, Mokami?
But what, Mokami?
We always say we are 10s, but let's do the mathematics. Let's catch it.
Yeah, guys. And honestly, I really went on a journey as I was so searching for these points. And we are at this point,
Turns
I'm just
like,
am I right?
No, I'm a 2.
Me, I'm like, am I even? That helps.
That helps.
In fact, the cute face is the 2.
Is the 2. Yeah, that's the 2.
That's it. So yeah, today we are doing I'm a 10, but.
Yes. You're a 10, beautiful face, big ass. You're a 3.
Ouch, then. That felt so good.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Talk later.
Let's see. See you after this. Okay. All right, you start. I'm not ready.
Wow.
You start. I would like to give you the platform.
You guys, isn't it every episode just says, I'll start?
Okay,
right,
you start.
I'm a 10, but I say sorry 24/7, even when I've done nothing wrong.
Do you?
Yeah. I
Not
do.
to me.
I say sorry all the time, Joe. You might not be listening, or maybe it's because it's part of my personality. Just like you don't notice, I don't know, that my eyebrows are done now because it's part of who I am.
I noticed.
I say sorry all the time. It's like I'm apologizing for being here.
But is that something even a man would notice? A man wouldn't notice that, right?
What?
That you say sorry all the time. Like,
of course they would.
Would
Actually, okay, let me share. So there's a time, this is something I'll never forget because I realized that it was my trauma. When me and Mike first got together, I'm not going to talk about what we were doing. But anyway, things could not progress for reason 1 or reason 2. And then I was just like, I'm sorry, right? So basically, we were doing something sexually and it's just like, it was just hurting. And then I was just like, oh, okay, like, I don't really want to continue. It wasn't, anything. It was just a position that was just a bit more sensitive.
Just say it was anal. It's okay.
It wasn't, no, it actually wasn't. Anal strong.
Anal strong. We are anal babes.
No, it was just like it was over the balcony and it was just, the position just hurt.
Awkward,
it was just really in there. And then I was just like, oh, and then he was just like, okay, yeah, let's stop. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He was just like, you're sorry? And I think in that moment, I would never have realized that I said sorry. But I know that I would have said sorry other times because it's like, what an inconvenience I've brought to you. As opposed to really honoring the fact that this actually hurts a lot and I should stop now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. That's so strange because I don't think I've ever noticed that about you
I say sorry all the time. And when I meet new people, they tell me that I say sorry often.
Now I'm going to be soaking.
I'm telling you.
Have you noticed that about her?
I say sorry all the time, guys, if you haven't noticed. Yeah.
Okay, so it's more, that's like a people-pleasing.
Yeah, it's apologizing for here. It's not for existing, you know? Because there might have been places where I felt like an inconvenience. So now it's just like you assume that you are an inconvenience.
And you know what I find so interesting about that is that I feel like I used to be that way, but then I watched your live about people pleasing and whatnot, and you are like, when someone says sorry to you and they've actually hurt you, then you shouldn't be like, oh, it's okay. Nancy, you did that today in the lift, by the way, when the ladies were were having the issue with the apartment, and then they were like, oh, we are so sorry, and Nancy was like, it's okay, no, it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay.
Yeah, see, that one I can observe.
Yeah, so but because you said that, that made me now so conscious about the times when I say I'm sorry and the times when I say whatever. So I've never actually observed you to be that way.
Oh yeah, you'll see.
But you've come a journey. Like, is it something you're trying to stop, or it's just like me, I'm this way?
Oh my God, absolutely something I'm trying to stop because it's like, why am I saying sorry for being here? I belong here.
Yeah.
It's amazing that I'm here. I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah.
I own the right to be here.
Yeah. But if you ask me, I would rather someone who says sorry when when they haven't done anything wrong than someone who never says sorry even when they do something wrong.
But I feel
if
like,
I had to choose between the two.
Of course. But it is a bit, babe,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel sorry that you hear.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, somebody else when I met them, and I was just like, oh yeah. Because I said something like, oh, the water has splashed on us. Oh, sorry. What am I sorry about?
Oh, yeah.
The water
What
has splashed on both of us. And I'm saying sorry to you.
No, but you're sorry. No, it's okay. Stop doing it. Yeah, stop doing it. Okay, mine. Hey, which floor should I start with?
I don't even know.
Which floor should I start with? Okay, I'm a 10, but I am always ready to fight. And I'm ready to end everything over the smallest thing. I'm ready to end it all.
I have that.
All. Yeah. And you know what? Let me tell you, I feel like I've come a long way with this because I used to be a lot more confrontational. But I think even now, I'm a lot more confrontational than normal people. Whenever I meet people and they're like, oh, me, when something happens, I'll just like keep it in. Then at some point, I'll say, me, I'm like, no. If you do something right now that affects me right now, I'll be like, Lydia, by the way, 2 seconds ago, when you spat on me, I really didn't like that, you know. And it's like, I need you to acknowledge. So when I meet people who are not willing to like have the conversation at that time or like to meet me there to have that conversation, I feel so triggered because me, I'm just like, if it's an issue, I need you to see that it's an issue and I need for us to talk about it right now.
Okay.
Right now.
I can see the point in that.
Yeah.
And I actually empathize with that because I feel it's, especially maybe if you've been a people pleaser, the extreme other version is the second something doesn't feel right, let's deal with it, right? But sometimes I guess the balance is like giving other people grace because like something could have just happened and like it just happened, right?
Grace?
And it's,
I don't know that word. What does it mean? Grace? I thought that was someone's name.
we struggle with giving people grace. Most importantly, our partners.
But you
let's
see,
be honest.
and I feel like in that moment, it's not that I'm not willing to forgive you. I just need you to acknowledge that what you did hurt me, even if what you're gonna give me is an explanation. Because most times I just want to understand, why did you do it? Like, do you recognize that it hurt me or that I'm uncomfortable or whatever, you know, kind of thing. What I hate is when people assume, you know, it's just like, yeah, you should be okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, I get it. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like you're far more balanced with that than you think.
Really?
Yeah, with other people.
With other
maybe
people. Maybe my man.
Maybe
all
with your
these
man.
things, by the way, mostly apply
about your
with
man.
my man.
Yeah, I feel like it's mostly with your man because with other people, I feel like you give quite a lot of grace. To be honest, what I've seen, and actually, I think you're definitely you're willing to let things go far easier than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I'm still a 10 then.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely are. To your man, maybe you're a 1.
To my man. Maybe it's because, you see, I'm letting things go with the rest of y'all.
So
with my man, he's like,
I don't
all those
think so. But that's where we are most vulnerable and we are most our true self.
Most our true selves, exactly. And so most of my points were like, how am I when I'm with Zach? Because those are the things which I'm like, you know, there are still issues.
So that for me, I see your growth, to be honest, about not being confrontational, but with your man, you need to work on.
Okay, thank you.
That's fine. I am a 10, but I don't shut up.
Oh, girl.
I talk more than most people. Woo! I actually think that there's some people I would talk more than, I'll talk twice as much as most people will speak. As in, if we all die at the same age.
Okay, so from a TMI podcast point of view, we love that.
What a fantastic.
And you're at 20.
20.
Okay, in your relationship, maybe 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because, but I mean, I just feel like that's, I love that about you because I'm the same way. I just love to talk and talk and talk. And we literally can just,
Do you know, it's strange.
Is it strange? I think it's normal.
No, Joe.
I think it's normal. Is it normal,
I'm
guys?
Sorry.
Tell us. Excuse me. Do you want to say something?
We speak more than most.
Yeah, I think we do actually quite talk a lot.
More than most, for sure.
But me, I've always felt like it's a strength because a lot of people can't carry a conversation, can't start a conversation, aren't interesting to talk to. So I'm always just like, for me, you're still at 20. All things considered, that's a 20.
All things considered, but I feel like a lot of those moments, there are moments where when I'm conscious, especially let's say I'm talking to Mike, I'll just be silent for a while and Mike will talk. He will express himself. He just tell me about like all of these things, but he would never have the opportunity.
Can't never shut the fuck up.
And you think your man is a reserved person who doesn't speak? No,
it's because when can he talk
all the time? You talk too much. Yeah, and sometimes I'll literally just like because you think it's your responsibility to fill silences. It's not. When you're silent, you will see how other people want to be heard too.
You know what? You're so right. Because the other day, every single time I get home, I'm always like, hey, babe, how was your day? And then, then he'll tell me, but like not in so many words. Then literally, he's not even rested for 2 seconds. I'm like, fine, since you've asked me, my day was like this. But if I gave him maybe 10 seconds, he might also ask me, how was your day?
And guess what? He might actually, if you say your day that, my day was fine, I'm feeling a bit tired. Yeah, anything interesting happened in your day? He would tell you so many details. Have you ever asked that? No.
Why isn't he volunteering the information the way me I volunteer?
That's the thing.
Because I just wait for him to get home and be like, hey, babe, let me tell you. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe you're not a 20. I'll bring you down to a 12. 12, though. 12 is not bad.
Okay.
I'm a 10. Let's take a light one. But I can only be on top for 7 minutes flat.
Oof, girl, you are 12. You are fucking 12. Because you are an honest bitch. You are honest.
If in 7 minutes you have not ejaculated...
7 minutes is a long time, bro.
Yeah. Is it a long time?
Are you kidding me?
How long can you do?
No, I can't, but I'm saying that's a long time.
I know.
But let me tell you, with on top, do you know what I do? I tell myself in my head, tonight... That's all. It's like a mission.
Yeah, tonight I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but don't roll me over and now you're trying to perform.
Excuse me. And not on a TMI shoot day, sir. Not on a TMI shoot day, please. And also, other tips and tricks that I've learned is when you're doing on top, don't start with the on top because it's going to be a journey to get to the end. Don't start.
It's a long road
You have
ahead.
to start with maybe a blowjob, please. And then maybe missionary.
Yeah.
And then now you take it there towards the end. If you just start there, and then when you're trying to come off, they're just still there like this.
Listen, brother, I'm going to need you to relax.
And they hold so tight at the top. So it's like, you can't even go anywhere. You're just there,
and then here,
bouncing.
you're feeling here, these bits of your thighs, you're waiting for the pop.
Oh my God.
Your knees are done. That's what you're waiting for.
Your knees are gone. Yeah. Okay, so 7 minutes is not so bad, guys.
No, I think that's a long time.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a long time. That's not a flow at all. Remove
it's not.
that.
So far, we are both still 10s, babe. So far, we are both still 10s.
I think I'm still at 2.
Guys, please rate us as we are chatting. Okay, guys? Please rate us in the comments so we can know.
Yeah. Okay, a deep one. Yeah. I'm a 10, but I'm afraid of my own potential.
Yours are so deep. Wow.
Yeah, I'm afraid of my own potential, and I've realized that there's too many moments where I feel like I'm tasting my potential and I run the fuck back. I'm like, whoa, relax. This is all too much.
Actually, I think I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Even me, there are times where I'm just like, I feel like the self-sabotage that you are talking about.
Yeah, it's because of that.
You know what you need to do to get to the next level, but it's like, why is she not taking that step? Yeah. And then the reasons you give are never like actual reasons. It's like, it's just the time and the whatever. I'm like, is it?
It's not.
Is it?
It's not. I'm a 10, but I'm afraid of my own potential.
Oh, girl.
And fortunately, God gave me so much. So now it's a battle. It's always a move. You progress. You've moved. You've elevated. There you go, staring at the next stage, the thing that completely probably changes your life, the trajectory of the way your life looks like. Yeah. Still there waiting to take
But I understand that because going to the next level demands so much more of you. It's like there's more eyes on you. You've gone to a higher level. So if you fall, you're falling from a higher place.
Yep.
And it's like now you need to be an elevated version of yourself. Like you can't just be like, oh, okay, fine. No, I just feel like not working today. Or I just feel like... So I completely get that. Question for you. Have you determined what about your potential, what about that next level scares you? Is it the fear of failure? Is it that you think you won't be good enough to stay there? Is it that it's because it's harder to stay at the top than it is to get to the top? What exactly about?
Funny enough, number one, I'm comfortable with the concept of all of those things. Those aren't it. For me, I feel like there's a separation the higher you go. That means that you aren't a part of as many people.
Oh my God. So true.
Yeah. The higher you go in each level, the less people are in that level, right? So the higher you go, the more you see is like, even the way people are relating to you feels like
very different.
Other.
Yeah.
You're over there a bit more. And the higher you go there, the more it gets like that. Financially, I used to have guilt with money, but I don't have that anymore. I used to feel like, it's gluttonous to have so much money. Like, why do you have all of this? And then there's somebody who hasn't eaten. And because we get people messaging us all the time about the things that they're suffering through, you just feel like, whoa, like, why do you have that much? But I've learned to turn that around by saying, the more I have, the more I can help. And because I'm seeing myself real life helping other people, now it's like, having more is just like, oh my God, I want to have more so that I can help more people. So that was the financial, like, the barrier I used to put on myself. But this other one is like, I don't know if it's like a loneliness. It's like a aloneness. The higher you go, the more it's not exactly just people. You. It's just like fewer people. And then because of how we get to interact with how people relate to us all the time, you see the difference as you go. Like, you can tell.
And you start now feeling like, okay, now they can't even relate to me because they don't feel like
you're not part of that group.
You know what? You're so right. And I've experienced that so much. But I have tried to like change my thinking to, okay, maybe I can relate with fewer people, or there are fewer people at this level, but the connections are more meaningful because more people at this level now they know the struggle, they know what it has taken to get here. So it's fewer people, but more meaningful connections. Like with you, for example, like maybe I would say I don't have very deep connections being a content creator or whatever. So people see me more as like, they idolize us or something like that, even though they shouldn't because they're just ordinary people. But like now the people who I meet at this level, it's like they get it, they understand what it's like. True. They feel that. So it's like a deeper, more meaningful connection. Yeah. So it could be a positive.
There's a positive to everything. It's just the limiting belief that's stopping you from there. But I mean, I'm aware, so there's
I'll still give you a 10. We'll still give you a 10. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. I am a 10, but I need more assurance and affirmations than a toddler.
Pisces, Pisces,
exactly. I'm just like, if every day I have not come into the room dressed and you said I'm the most beautiful woman you've ever set your eyes on, if you don't love me, just say. It's like, I feel like I'm constantly in need of the assurance and the affirmations. And the funny thing is that I feel like in my job, I get that so often, but it's not from the person, It's like, okay.
Not where I need it
it's not where I need it from. Great words, wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like people on social media can come so every day and just be like, you're so beautiful, you're amazing, you're such a great mother, you're such a whatever. But you want to hear it from like your man, you want to hear it from your mom, you want to hear it from your sisters or, from your best friend or something like that. So I feel like I'm constantly in need of being assured and being affirmed that yes, you're doing a good thing. Yes, you're going in the right direction. Yes, you're doing something good kind of thing.
I mean, I get it.
Am I still a 10? Just be honest.
You're a 6, babe. You're a 6.
A 6.
Only because,
I'll take it. If I'm above 5, I'll take it.
Yeah, you're above 5, you take it. Funny enough, what a shocker. That's the same kind of conversation me and Mike have. And he was like, part of why it seems like there's a deficit, especially with us, is because we get so much online. So then you are expecting all of this noise from all the thousands of people you talk to in a week with this person.
You're so right.
In the conversations you're having with him, there's so many other things you're talking about. There are so many other things that he's assuring
and
you.
he's one person.
Yeah, and he's one person. And all this noise that's just like, I'm amazing, all the things you get online, and then this one person, how is he ever going to be able to amplify that? And if maybe this was access as well, like when he does do it, why does it not feel like it's enough? Because it's not about the affirmation.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. Never feels like
enough. Mike is just like, he does it. But he's like, when I do it, it's like I breeze past it because now what's that? Someone today told me I'm God's gift to earth. But I'm my beautiful babe. So it's, and also it's about a void. There's a validity in ourselves that we need them to affirm. Yeah. And guess what? That's an open-ended hole. So no matter how much he pours in, it's never enough because that's not what the content for that hole isn't that.
What is the content then?
Us. Validating ourselves, knowing that you're an amazing mom, knowing that you're an amazing woman, knowing that you're beautiful, that you are worthy of love, that he loves you because of the quality of who you are.
You want to hug?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That's what you need to know.
Yeah.
Because the affirmation is amazing when you already know it, but it's a need when you don't.
Yeah, I totally get that. And that very wise words. I'm going to hold on to that. But I feel like social media has kind of, I don't know, it's made me so indifferent to compliments. You know, like when someone meets you and they're like, wow, you're just so beautiful. You're so amazing. I'm just like, yeah, thanks. You know, but it doesn't feel, you know.
But for me now, it's like it becomes more meaningful compliments, right? So it's
exactly. It's not just like you're so pretty.
Yeah, you do receive like, yes, thank you, but there's a depth of compliment now that you need, and I think that's like with everything else. When you get so much of one thing, you start looking around the depth of it, like the quality of it, more than just the quality. I mean, more than the quantity of it.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. So
and it's a burden to bear for someone. Imagine if they needed that so much. It would be so tiring.
Honestly.
It would.
You're so right, by the way. It would be so tiring. Exhausting.
And guess what? The ones you say, he doesn't see them. And so you're always fighting about something that you are doing, but it's not enough for the other person because it's not what they need.
You're so right. And I feel like I over-compliment. Like I compliment him all the time. All the bloody time. But that's because
that's what you're seeking.
It's true.
Yeah. It's almost, it's like great. That's what you're doing. But really, it's kind of like, this is what I want.
know.
It's like, get the hint. Even me, you're so handsome.
Oh my God. Hey, babe.
And it's genuine.
Yeah, it is genuine.
Like you are trying to train him.
Exactly.
How to give it to you.
I'm like you when you just look at me, I've walked into the room and I'm naked. You don't feel like, oh my God, I could
dare he walk past me naked.
Oh.
Kingdom will come that day. I tell you this now. Kingdom will come that day.
Hey, our men are going through a lot. They're going through a lot.
After
okay,
this,
I'm at a 6 currently.
You're at a 6?
I'm
okay.
At 6.
Climbing from 4.
Oh,
climbing
okay.
from 4. I'm at 10, but I'm pregnant.
With what?
Emotion.
Cut
Mama
this camera. Cut this camera right now because I'm balancing tears. Because this bitch. I was even like, why is Nancy standing? Why is Nancy standing so that she can take a video of this moment? What's happening? I'm like, is everyone in on this? You know what? Fuck you. No, I won't even believe you when you actually are pregnant.
No, you know how I'm going to do it. Calm down. I won't do it here.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, but this one wouldn't come out immediately. By this time, you'll already have.
Oh, I've already announced.
And you know, you're 2 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, you know me. Just the two of us.
Flat stomach. Just the two of us. Oh my God. We are the size of a pea. We are the size of a pea today. Wow. Yes, you are pregnant with emotion, and that's taking you to a 2.
Yeah.
That's
taking actually, my other one is I guess those two go together. I'm an emotional wreck. My emotions rule me. My emotions rule me, and I have to practice consciously to not make it that way. Now, imagine you're in a relationship with someone like that, right? Actually, funny enough, somebody did ask me today about like how I'm in a long distance relationship. Chat later about that. But someone asked me how effectively was I communicating with Mike about how I feel to take him through every whim. You know, it's like, oh, you're going with it. And guess what? Yeah. He's not feeling that. He's just observing me going up and down and making him
go up and down. Because when you're in that emotion, of course, you expect him to meet you there and be like, yeah, I understand. Yeah. But he doesn't because he's not feeling
and guess what? Do you even understand?
We don't even.
Do we even understand what we're going through?
Oh God. No, but let me tell you, I think that is half you, but also just half being a woman, honestly. Because
I don't
hormones
think
are
so.
something. I feel like everyone, maybe what makes a difference is that, because I feel like women generally, we have more emotions than men. Maybe what makes the difference is how you react to your emotions. Like, okay, you can feel angry, but okay, are you throwing things across the room, you know? Yeah. Okay, you're super sad, but are you crying in the middle of TMI shoot? Yeah. That's the thing. It's like the controlling of the emotions is what actually makes the difference. But being emotional is not the problem. It's how you're reacting to the emotions now.
But it's, guess what? When you're that emotional and it's taking over, you have less of a chance of controlling and reacting from a place of like maturity, sensitivity, and empathy, because it's taken over. Yeah. It's not you now. It's not you talking. It's this wildebeest who's super emotional and you don't know where to take your emotions.
I wish I could give you advice on that, but because we are in the boat together, rowing, kayaking,
row your boat.
Row, we are in that together. We are in that. But me, honestly, I feel like in the past, maybe 6 months or maybe 1 year or so, I've really been trying to like temper myself. Especially like even like on social media, you go see something that makes you so angry, like especially like on TMI comments. Sometimes I don't know why TMI comments trigger me more than my own comments on my channel.
Because TMI comments are way more like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't even get it. And me, I just feel so just like, but if you hate it that much, why are you watching? You know, like, why are you here? So sometimes I'm just like, I'm here just about to type. I'm about to... But then I'm just like, okay, just calm down. So that being able to just be like, okay, this is how I feel, but let's be rational.
How I'm going to,
As my mom is always saying, you can't build a life on feelings.
Yeah, and you know what I thought of what your mom said the other day? I thought of that when I was thinking about like how the process of decision making can't be I feel. But really, what are the circumstances? What's the reality around it, you know? But this is something which I've realized of late, and actually I've already put it into practice. It's like taking my man through the emotions when they're immature before they build into either a concrete thought or a concrete like point to act. Relax, you know, because it's a bit wishy-washy.
And then you probably, then maybe at that time, because maybe there could be many different factors that are making you, because like sometimes, for example, when I'm at home and like maybe the kids are being a lot and Zach does something, I can get angry at Zach, but really I'm angry because I'm overstimulated, they are shouting, I'm tired, I haven't eaten. So it's not really about that thing. So being able to take that breath and be like, okay, am I actually angry at Zach, or am I, you know, just going through a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we also had this conversation with Nelly, I think it was like last week. And she was talking about, she was just, you know how 19-year-olds, they're really like just on top of the world. She's just like, she was telling me something about how when she's making decisions right now, she goes with what feels right, or like something that just feels that it's coming, not coming natural to her, but something that she just feels is the way that she wants to go. And because she's made a conscious decision that this is one which feels okay, then she's willing to deal with the consequences of what happens later. Although I said that I disagree with that because I feel like sometimes your feelings can mislead you. Something can feel amazing. It's like when you're in the beginning of a relationship and okay, the guy has proposed to you and you're 1 month into the relationship, but you just feel so in love. You feel all this, but realistically, logically, have you thought through actually what happens next and what those consequences are? Because I feel like sometimes people are like, yeah, feelings now, consequences later. But when people are saying that, do you know what will be those consequences? Because okay, this man says he wants to have a baby with you. Okay, fine, I'll deal with the consequences. The consequences are raising a child for 30 years.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for that kind of consequence? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand that, okay, follow what feels right. When you moved in with Mike, for example, that felt right to you, you know? But also logically, you had thought through it. What do I have to lose? What are the pros and the cons? And you made the conscious decision. But it can't be just feelings.
Yeah. So the way I, maybe that's not how Nelly articulated, but the way I would imagine she means is like what aligns, right? If you're somebody who's in tune with your center, not feelings, your center, right? Like the thing that makes you feel like, today I just woke up and I definitely don't want Mukeni to go swimming. You don't know why.
Yeah.
You have no idea. That's not a feeling. That's like a center intuition. Like that sometimes just comes to you. If you're in tune with that, going with that almost always is the right one, right? But the feeling, that you know, there's a shallow feeling on top. Like I feel tired, but the center is that I need to work, because the truth of the matter is I'm aligned with my work, I'm aligned with my goals, right? So there's a fleeting on top feelings. Those ones are fleeting and they come in and out. But there's a center that sometimes leads you.
Spada in the works. I read an article that was talking about intuition and how women are always told to trust their intuition. And the article was saying, is it intuition or is it trauma speaking? And they were saying how sometimes you think it's intuition or you think it's your center or whatever, but actually how much of that has been formed by, you know, the traumatic things you've been through. So sometimes you feel like, yeah, no, something's just telling me not to go through this, when actually it's because you went through something similar when you were 7 and you haven't processed that yet. So but still the inside of you, the child in you is telling you, no, we don't like this thing because last time we were burned. No. So how do you know that difference between the trauma and actual true intuition or your center, so to speak, you know?
Answer, your body, right? A lot of times, a lot of what's happening with us is apparent in our bodies, For example, why do you feel anxiety physically? Right? You just feel it in your chest, in your body, everywhere. Like your body sometimes signals some things. So when I'm feeling an emotional intensity towards something, that feels like a memory I know that's my trauma.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a memory.
Even if you can't remember, even if you can't remember where it is, but you're like, no,
my trauma is going to be a message from the past. So my mind is just giving me a memory. It's putting me back in a set of circumstances. That's when I know it's trauma. When I know it's my intuition, there's a purity in that feeling that doesn't feel like I'm talking to myself or anything. It just feels right. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I now know when I'm kind of getting that traumatized feeling and versus when it's an intuition.
So I guess it's like a muscle that you have to build.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. When you're clear with your intuition, when you actually have a good connection. Post a traumatic.
Exactly. And I guess it's something that you, over time, like probably at the beginning, you might make wrong mistakes thinking it's this, but at the end you're like, no, actually, I think that was just my trauma.
Before you decipher.
Exactly. Then after you will go through that. Then after some time is when you'll be like, okay, now I think I can tell which one is trauma and which one is actual intuition.
Yeah.
Where? Was that yours?
Emotional wreck.
It's already time for me.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Okay. I am a 10, but I'm impatient and my temper is shorter than Nancy. It's true. And if you've met Nancy, you know what I'm saying, right? Okay. Nothing is shorter than Nancy. Nancy's here.
Nothing is shorter than Nancy.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. So yeah, but this one goes love you, Nance. This one goes with the impatience. I find that because my life is so fast paced and because I'm doing so many things at the same time, and I feel like I have to be very specific with the things I'm doing, the conversations I have, the connections I make, the way I work and things like that. When anything is like slightly an inconvenience, or when I experience someone who I can clearly see it's like either they are being too slow or they're they're not understanding what I need or whatever, I just find I'm so impatient. Like I get really impatient and like I can be really quick to anger like this. However, I have really been working on, even when I'm feeling impatient, I just step away from the situation so that I don't now offload that impatience and anger onto that person. Even with Nelly at the shop, sometimes I'm like, Nelly, could you please hang up that top? And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it just now. But she's still on her phone. In reality, what I want to say is hang it up right now. I want you to drop everything that you do, throw away that phone and go hang it up. Yeah. But I realize that sometimes it's unfair to have that expectation of people, because if you want it done right, you know, they say, if you want it done right now, just do it yourself. Yeah. Even with Zach, sometimes he'll just be like, yeah, don't worry, I'll do it by the end of the evening. But I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're just watching TV. Like, are you serious? Yeah. You know? So with him, I'll just be like, babe, can you just do it right now? It'll take you 10 minutes and then now our fight could ensue thereafter. But yeah, so I find sometimes I just find like I want things to be done right now in my time. Yeah. At the like right now, if I want it done now, because for me, I'm a very task-oriented person. So sometimes I feel like I can't move on to do this next thing if this one has not been completed, you know? So it's like, is that control freak? Is that, I don't know what that is.
Have you ever asked yourself, why do you, why have you created a life that is at this pace? Because it's optional.
Because it's, yeah, the reason I've created a life at this pace is because I feel like the more and the faster things move, the faster I get the rewards that I'm looking for. So if it's money that I want, it's like the faster or the more that I sell, the more money I get. If I slow down, then it just takes longer to get to where I'm going, you know? And it's not that it's too much for me, because I feel like it moves at the right pace for me, because I'm just genuinely fast-paced, like even as a thinker, even as a talker, I talk so fast. So I like being that fast-paced. It just annoys me that other people are not as fast-paced as I am. But I know it's unfair to think that way, because not everybody can be as fast-paced.
Here's the thing, there's a difference between speed and intention, right? And a lot of people speak about this when they get to a certain place of success, right? It becomes a matter of, actually, you are just like fast-pacing through so much, but really what happens is like, if you took more pauses, they were able to kind of make bigger steps with intention. Maybe we are not there yet. Those are millionaires and trillionaires who have the luxury.
Right now we are in the working phase.
We are in the run for your life, right? I definitely can see that in you, and that's where the lack of grace, the grace you're saying you don't have, comes in. Exactly. It's like you feel like a lot of times it's like everyone needs to be on your schedule, and everyone has their own schedule.
But why?
Yeah, but I feel like you're working on it because you are way more intense with when we first started TMI, way more
now
intense.
I'm not, like now, for example, Zach is the one who takes the girls to school. And I'm always getting so upset because technically they're supposed to be in school at 8. Yeah, but at like 7:45, he'll be ready. But like maybe he'll be checking an email. And I'm like, right now the priority is to leave, to take the girls to school. Yeah. But he's just, easy breeze. You know how these men are. He's just like relaxed. At some point he'll go downstairs like, man, I've forgotten my socks upstairs. And I just, actually, sometimes I just have to go to the bathroom and shower because I'm like, if I stay in this sitting room, somebody's head will be cut off. And I talked to Kit about this and she's just like, why do you feel like it's your responsibility? If he's the one who's responsible for getting the kids to school on time, you take them. Today, for example, Zach has traveled. The children were in school by 7:50. Okay, they were in school by 7:50. But when he returns, you know what time. So she's like, if he's the one who's responsible for doing it, you let him. It's not a must that you're the one who has to get everyone to church on time, everyone to school on time, it's kind of thing.
Yeah, and my therapist told me, you are responsible for 50%. And when you encroach on the other side, it's mothering.
Yeah.
It's 50% and that's it. And let me tell you this, the practice I've had to do, let's say me and Mike have goals that we need to put in place, right? My 50% is to do my part, right? And my gentle 50% is to be like, oh, babe, we said we'll do that. But it has to end there because everything else is mothering. Okay. And I promise
I say, get the fuck up and take the kids. That's too much. Has that encroached?
Stop treating him like Ethan. Literally. And I keep telling myself, what do you want? You want somebody who is a 50% partaker of their relationship? Or is it that if you left, there would be no relationship? If you stopped doing all this, is it you who's hanging on?
Would the kids not get to school if I wasn't?
And honestly,
in reality they will. It's just that for me, those extra 10 minutes, I'm like, if you had just checked that email after you had dropped the kids, they would have been in school 10 minutes earlier.
But this is why we grow through partnership. Because to understand that haste you have, that fast pacedness you have in your life, not everyone has it.
I know.
Not everyone has it. Someone wants to have an easy morning because maybe when he gets to work, he knows the intensity that's coming.
I know.
So these 30 minutes, he wants to pace himself into his day.
So am I still at 10?
God, we're off there. We're not there, babe. You're done.
No, just be honest with me. What am I?
Babe, no. It's over.
A 6, yeah?
3.
A 3?
Yeah. Because in partnership, Joe, that is, it's like always being in your truth. I actually realized there's a point at TMI where I used to find myself feeling anxious of you being like, okay, has this been done? And guess what? It's in my schedule to do it. But
your schedule is not matching my schedule, which is earlier. And you gave me that feedback, and I think I changed.
I think
I've changed.
And because we now separate our roles, like whatever is posted on the feed will be at my time. And guess what? Has the feed gone to trash?
It hasn't gone to trash. Actually, it's been doing pretty great.
Pretty great.
You see, so this is really helping me. With Zach, it's still a work in progress. It's genuinely a work in progress.
Because you guys have a lot of shared things, like your children. That's your child too.
Yeah.
So it's harder to be like, oh yeah, whenever you're ready, sweetie.
I know.
Yeah, but 50%. 50%. A minute after that is mothering.
Okay. I'm a mother, just not of Zach. Okay,
yeah. Do you want to be a mother?
I don't want. I wouldn't like to.
Don't want to be a mother for.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. I am a 10, but I'm edgeless.
Ooh. Ebu show us remove the wig for reference.
No.
Even mine.
No, they're
kind of coming back.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know if you've ever been edgeless.
Yeah. Well, just in like that postpartum period, definitely I was edgeless. Yeah. But like at least they're coming back.
Yeah. Let's just sit in that.
Girl, you're a 1.
Wow.
You're a 1. Let's just sit with
that. Okay. We're growing.
Thank
you are
you.
0. We are 0. We are 1.
Okay. I'm a 10. But my period farts will kill a whole classroom of 2nd grade students.
Why are they worse?
Girl, I don't even know why.
Why
you don't find your period farts are like the worst?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I think it's a normal thing. Can women please comment so I don't feel like I'm alone?
They're worse.
I think they are. Right, guys?
Are they?
Beryl, Nancy? Maybe I'm just going through.
What are you now?
Anyway, no man can ever complain about a woman's farts because the way men fart like as if it's like...
You always say that. What are you going through, babe?
Lot. I'm going through a lot of problems. I'm going through a lot of
Tell us,
problems.
guys, if you're watching on YouTube, comment below. Are your period farts more potent?
Oh, mine are so potent. I don't even know why. And I get
the fact that you
I
even
get
know
diarrhea.
that.
You see, I get diarrhea. So it's like as if it's like my digestive system is just not functioning optimally. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get that to a certain degree, but I don't think I've noticed anything.
Yeah.
When you said that,
because you're my real lover. I wouldn't fart
it.
just here, you know.
I did think about it.
Yeah.
I did think about it when you said it, and I was just like, are there moments when I've been shocked at my own farts?
Yeah, I don't think so. Your farts actually smell quite pleasant. Like the times you have farted, I'm just like,
there's a time I fart.
It's so bad. Like it's very gentle, you know. I don't know. Maybe it also has to do with the size of someone's butt cheeks. You see, when someone has a smaller butt, I feel like it has less to pass through for it to whatever. So it's just like, phew, you know. But when your ass is huge,
by the time
journey
it's like coming out, it's been 2 days.
It's been 2 days. It's been trapped in
miles.
there.
Miles and miles.
I think that has something to do with it, for sure.
Tell us, big booty girls, is that the case? Is that the case? Are the farts more potent?
Yeah, I think they definitely are.
Yeah, that one, you're still a 10, babe.
Thank you.
Yeah,
oh my God,
it's not
I
your
feel
fault.
so
Anything
validated.
that's like a bodily, like that's what happened.
Okay, I'm a 10, but I snore.
You know said what I think. You know what I think about
but
that.
you said if it's physical, if it's not something I can help, it's still a 10.
Oh, I take that back.
Oh,
I take that back. Snoring, oh my God, no way.
It's just a natural thing that happens, you know. There's blockage in my system.
Yeah, like, you know, it's not concerning. Like, what should we do about that? I feel like people snore and they just leave it at that. It's like, what is happening?
Zach actually had surgery because it turns out he had like some kind of like sinusitis or something like that. So he had surgery in his nose.
And he still snores.
Yeah, but now it's much better than it used to be before.
Yeah?
Also, when he gains weight, he snores more. When he loses weight, he snores less. So maybe I just need to lose some weight.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mike,
people are going through a lot.
No, Mike snores.
Oh, is it bad though?
He denies it. No, sometimes it can be bad. But I notice it's like when he's like this, because the way Mike sleeps is like he tilts his head too upward.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah.
Actually, sleeping like this, you always snore.
Yeah,
so
and his is like way more.
Oh, it's like literally.
Like that. Yeah, that's how he sleeps for some. That's when he's most comfortable. I can sleep like this, but not like this.
How do you sleep though? What's your most like? How do you?
Me, I sleep to the side and like this.
That's how I love to sleep. Like this, and then with one leg, like just like.
Oh right! Yeah. Oh my God!
Best.
And you know they love that.
They love it because it's just like you just hear the hand.
You're just like, sure.
Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah. Oh, the snoring. I don't know.
Yeah,
babe. That's a lot.
Okay, I'm still a 10 though. She said.
Okay. I am a 10, but my life is a mess, even though I'm considered an Instagram guru.
Oh yeah, your life's a mess.
Our life is all over the place, guys.
Actually, it's not. Her definition of her life is a mess is what would be fantastic for someone else, actually.
Fuck me, mate. Yeah, oof. A lot is happening.
Let's assess. When you say your life is a mess, is it just the relationship element because of the long distance, or is it other things? Because I feel like it's mostly just that one thing.
Okay, well, there's that as well. And because I told you, I've realized about I see myself like stunting my growth a bit because of what I just said about my fear of my own potential. So that's something that's feeling like,
how can I support you in that?
I don't think there's anything you can do because I think I have all the tools, I have all the resources. It's just it feels like a physical, it's a physical fear in my spirit sometimes. And I know I just have to get past it.
Have to,
because in each level I've had to open up a bit. I've had to open up past that.
And then
fear.
when it's more, the fear is before. Once you get there,
it's like fine.
Okay,
I know, and it's just that and a lot of the reasons why. Okay, it's not the reasons, but when you see me doing things that I'm afraid, that make me feel afraid, and I do them anyway, it's because that's something that helps me practice that in my real life, right? Like we went to the pool of Africa. Somebody decided to tell me that somebody drowned there. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Well, could they swim?
Yeah. That's what I said. And also, you know, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's actually not deep.
It's just because it's small. That's what makes it seem so like, oh my God.
Yeah. And also it's in the middle. It's literally in the middle of like, I guess, the ocean.
Yeah.
Anyway, like those, like doing something that I'm just like, I'm afraid of doing this. But if I do it, I'll realize that it's fine. And I do that a lot of times when I travel because it will help me realize that the fear that I'm feeling too is also nothing when I get to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The long distance thing. But guess what? I'm now in like 4 months. Like I'm definitely more in my body. I've settled a lot more. I'm not as scared. So many revelations. We've got so much to talk about.
So much.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, wow. So sometimes I feel like with the stunting your growth thing, sometimes I feel like I want to ask you, Lydia, how is this going? What steps have you taken with this? Where have you? But also I don't be that friend who it's like, you don't even want to meet me because you're like, she's going to require a fucking update. You know, kind of thing.
Guess what? You know, I have all the tools. You know, I know all the steps. It's just just now. It's just now, and then I'll just open, and then it will happen.
So your life is not a mess. Okay. A few things are a mess. You're looking great. TMI is doing fantastic.
By the way,
your platform is doing amazing.
My sister keeps telling me that the reason why we don't consider like TMI doing so good as like such a big goal, because it's doing well. If this was struggling,
it's true. If we were paying the production man, we are paying, and then we have 2,000 subscribers. You're right.
Thinking about.
You're right.
When something is struggling, it takes more of your attention.
Maybe we take it a bit for granted.
I think we do. I think we do.
We shouldn't.
Thank you guys for your
you
so
much.
Thank you for
which one should I go? Which one should I go for? Okay, fine. I am a 10, but my masculine energy is 1,000,000 times larger than my feminine. Which goes for both of us. Although the last 3 months, Mazi, I have been trying. I have really been trying. And the other day before Zach traveled, I asked him, babe, have you noticed lately I've really been trying to be a bit more feminine? And he's like, yeah, actually, you've become a lot less predictable, because he's like, many times he'll do something or say something and he's like, oh, okay, let me just wait for her to blow up or whatever. Exactly. Or just be like, just give me, I'll do it myself kind of thing. But he's like, lately, this is, in fact, because I've not yet reached the place of like proactively having the feminine, I just work on toning down the masculine. Yeah, so I rather say nothing at all. So even if he does something and I just say nothing. Yeah. And so it's like, oh, he's like, you're not going to complain? You're not going to take over? You're not going to whatever? So I'm really trying with the feminine energy. Yeah. Ooh, I'm trying.
Funny enough with the feminine energy, even though I started that, you know, like the second you start something, everything just opens up towards it, right? Yeah. The feminine energy and, you know, like being more in my body. Anytime I find myself like thinking in my head, like, you know, what's this going to happen? When's this going to happen? Da, 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 I get back in my body. And when I'm in my body, I realize in that moment, I don't need to do fuck all. I don't need to do anything in that moment. I'm just in my head worrying. And when you're worrying, you're more proactive. Like, do this. No, has this happened? Have the kids been taken? Because you're here worrying. But when you're in your body more, sometimes it's just like, Zach needs 10 minutes. He can literally go up and get his socks and everything. You know, like being more in my feeling has helped. Also, when my therapist told me about you give 50% and any step after that, you're mothering. Do you even have children? You don't have children and you're mothering.
Do you even?
Yeah. So, and I've realized the benefits. I feel like when you see the benefits of it, you're more likely to do it.
Oh my God. This is why, let me tell you, this is why Zach and I have peace right now. Oh yeah? I actually taking a step back to realize how many of the fights, the small fights we're having, which were 100% my fault, because some things just didn't need to get there. Yeah. You know, like making a bigger deal of some things than I needed to, constantly encroaching in his masculine energy, and then complaining that he's not being masculine enough for me when actually... When actually it's because, Joanne, you've taken up all the masculine energy in the room. So what else do you want him to do? If you've already said you'll do everything, what else is there to do? So honestly, it's made things so much easier. Like our roles are more clear. You know, I feel better, like more taken care of. You know, it's fantastic. I love it.
And I love that for you, babe, because I know, especially within a family situation, the responsibility almost feels like it's always yours. Yeah. But truth is, it's not always yours. When I was talking to my therapist going through this like a long distance or whatever now, and I was kind of explaining to him some of the fears that I have, like, you know, maybe we'll break up or things like that. And then he was just like, okay, let's walk through that, right? If you break up, like, you know, what does that do for you? I was like, number one, I'll feel like I'm a failure for choosing the wrong person. And then number two, I'll feel like I'm a failure because I haven't grown enough I haven't grown as much as I thought I have to choose the wrong person.
To choose the right person.
To choose the right person. So she was just like, okay, so you feel on both ends, right? So that's why you feel you're like, that you're responsible, because it's all around you. Do you know that people can give 100% and it still doesn't work out? I was like, I'm going to need to work on that. Yeah.
And maybe you did choose the right person. And maybe the other ones who fucked up, you see.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense to me.
For you, it's just you. Yeah.
It's like if if everything was done right, if everyone did their job, this works out. But that's really not the truth. And that's why, because you are so attached, your failure is you're so attached to the outcome. That's why you have to control every present moment. Because if this doesn't happen, this means this. And me, I can't fail. Me, I can't be.
Relax.
And guess what? When you relax, you realize things are being done in a better way.
Actually, yeah.
You thought
that you're stressing yourself for nothing. Actually, by the way, that has been the best feeling
to
ever.
See someone rise and do all the things that you think you had to control them to do. And they're doing them because they've always wanted to do them. You fall in love with your man. And I feel like the idea people always say is like, I want a really masculine man, you know? I want a man who's going to come in and fill the room with his masculine energy. But if you are also in the masculine, there's going to be conflict, or he's going to relax into the feminine. Right? Because it's either we keep fighting 24/7 or someone has to bring the feminine energy. Yeah.
That's where we
I'm so proud of you, babe.
Yeah. Oh, things are working out. Things are just easy breezy right now. You know, it has been months since I called him to ask if he has picked Tana from school.
I'm proud of you because that was another mothering.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That was breastfeeding.
Literally.
Yeah, it was breastfeeding.
Oh,
babe.
thank you.
Guess what? Wow. He's always there.
And I
you know, if you have a flaky man, I would get it.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the safety of your kids and for them to feel like they have a reliable
but he's always on there time. And he's always on time.
Doing it.
I don't
because he likes being a parent.
Yeah. You know, that's also our dad trauma. You know, our dads let us down and they were unreliable. So even now I'm just like, he tells you so many times, when have I ever shown you can't trust me? Or like, you know that
intense that is? Him always checking that you fed the kids. When have I never not fed them?
You know what, you're so right, yeah. But we are in year 6 of marriage, and now is when, you know, I'm getting it. So yeah, it's taken a while, but here we are. And I wouldn't be here if I hadn't met you.
Yeah?
This girl stays
I'm so happy, but you've done the work. Sweetie, I don't think I can take the inspiration, but the work you have done.
Oh my God, thank you.
So what we decided? We are?
Me, I'm still going to give you a 10.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because at least the things we've mentioned, we are working on them. And it's not just like, me, I'm this way. Yeah, you know, we are aware and we are taking steps. So you're still at 10. Thank you. You're 10.
Mwah.
Fantastic.
This is how we console each other.
Exactly.
We go do things. It's like, you're fine.
You're okay.
It's not you.
Fainted and passed out in the club. You're okay, sweetie.
You're fine.
You're fine,
sweetie. Anyway, guys, that has been us. So we would like you, obviously, to share your own, because this has been opening up our entire bodies and our emotions to you guys. So we would really like if you would return the favor and share with us. You're a 10, but let us know if you're watching on YouTube in the comments below. Guys, we love this segment so much, TMI Talk, because it allows us to connect with you guys. I know we do the dilemma episode and you guys love it, but every so often we want to answer one. And actually today, the one we're going to answer is one which we got via our DMs in TMI Podcast KE, but honestly, I just didn't know what to say. And you know, sometimes I've gone into the DM, so Joe doesn't even know that it's there. And now I really lost. So I would love to help this girl because I actually saw the difficulty in the situation. So it goes, hi TMI, my boyfriend moved to a different bedroom because he had a cold, leaving me with my infant. It's been 3 months now, and his excuse for not coming back to our bedroom is that he needs good sleep for him to concentrate at work. Also that he doesn't want to disturb the baby while he's sleeping. Is this a valid reason? I feel like he's neglecting us in a way. Sex is like twice a month. Keeping you anonymous always, guys. I asked some follow-up questions, which were, have you explained to him what this is doing as far as how it's making you feel and that it's important for you guys to be together? Which she replied to yes, but still the same reasons he gave before, the same excuses she said. Another follow-up question I asked is, have you considered having your baby in another room, or are you not ready for that? To which she said, I'm not ready for that, and he knows that the baby is so dependent on me. Take it away, Joanne.
Wow. This is an interesting dynamic. I feel like him sleeping in another room, I don't feel like is the issue necessarily, because a lot of people do that. Even I used to do that with Zach. Interestingly enough, I was the one who always used to tell Zach, please go sleep somewhere else because you're snoring really loudly and waking the baby, and I want to sleep comfortably. So what we would do though is to take turns with the baby in the room at night. So tonight I'll sleep, but I wasn't breastfeeding. You see, for her it's different because she's breastfeeding. So when we would just take turns each night. So tonight I sleep with the baby, to the next night you sleep with the baby. In that dynamic, dynamic though, we both were working in corporate. So I understand the thing about needing a good night's rest because you see, for you, you're waking up every, like, I don't know, 1 hour to breastfeed the baby. Obviously, even him, he's getting tired, you know. And now I don't think now they can't really split, you know. But I would say if you're able to pump milk so that some nights he can sleep with the baby and you can get a good night's sleep, because you also need a good night's sleep, whether or not you're going to work. It's exhausting taking care of a baby 24/7. If you can start pumping, and I would highly recommend you go to Mama Mudhoni's page, because she really helps women do that, like how to start pumping, how to bottle feed your baby, things like that. So you start pumping so that on some nights he can take care of the baby. As for the sleeping in the same bed, it's just kind of sounding like he doesn't want to sleep in the same bed as her. And you know what? It happens as well. It's something that happens. Men also go through a shift when women give birth, because before you were just this sexy goddess, and now I respect you as the mother of my children, and you're leaking and you're bleeding, and like, you know, you're different. I can't hold you in bed. It's like they also go through a change, which not many people talk about. I wish like maybe Shiv and some other dads can come together and talk about that, because they also go through a shift. So it sounds like there's probably more to it than he's saying. Maybe even the sex maybe is an issue because of that particular fact, like maybe he's just not comfortable. But I would say for the sleeping thing, separate bedrooms is not an issue. If for you, if you're not feeling like it's an issue, but because you feel neglected, just see just how you guys can share the responsibilities. Maybe try and do things outside the house that don't involve the baby, and you'll be able to do that if you start pumping milk so that someone else can feed the baby as well. Also, she didn't tell us that how does she work. It doesn't seem like she's working. And do you have a nanny? Because some of those dynamics would be sorted out with having the nanny as well.
Yeah. So how would that be sorted out with the nanny?
Then they can be able to, like, maybe on a night, maybe, or some evenings, they can be like, okay, let the nanny stay in the other room with the baby, and you guys can be alone and spend some time together.
All right. Oh my God, I'd never. That's a really good solution. Yeah, I would think. Yeah, okay, that's good. Oh wow, yeah, I really had no idea.
Yeah. But a lot of moms, you see, the dynamics are so different for each mom, because there are some moms who they cannot even let the nanny stay with the baby at night.
And she sounds like
exactly. So if you are just staying with the baby, maybe your husband is feeling, they start saying that when the first child comes, the man starts feeling neglected, because all the love you used to give him, now all your time and energy is spent there, and you're always breastfeeding. So those breasts which were his, now they're the babies.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah.
But it's MJ is valid. Complaining there you are in future about that.
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like any man who is seeing you go through this, if he loves you, he should be so responsive to like what you need at that time. So for you to go and tell him I feel neglected, and he's like, no, I just need to sleep, that feels like a red flag to me.
Yeah.
It feels red flaggy.
It feels red flaggy.
It definitely feels
it does, because there's a certain level of empathy you both need to have for each other. Absolutely. And I feel like you had the empathy as far as him having to work and you want him to have a good night's sleep, but then there also needs to be some share to you, because despite him seeing you as you're a mother, you are with a baby, and I don't want to disturb the baby, you're a woman as well, and I don't even know, how is the sex happening if this is,
Yeah, and when is the sex happening? Is the baby in the room?
Yeah.
Usually you can have sex even with the baby in the room. If the child is like less than a year, they wouldn't see anything. After that, they're just looking and just like, what's happening on the other side? God. Yeah, but definitely pump some milk. And sometimes women, like, it's the whole thing you are saying about like, we just feel like it's us, but the baby is his and yours equally. Babies are 50% you and 50% me. Yeah. So at some point, if you're tired, just take the baby, take it to his bedroom, put the baby there with the bottle of milk and say, I've gone to sleep, and go sleep. Honestly, because sometimes it's like, what are you going to do? I mean,
if she doesn't work though, and he's the one who's going to work, the dynamic might not be that same way.
But no, actually no, because in fact, even more reason, staying at home with a baby the whole day is so tiring. Yeah. It's extremely tiring, honestly, and you need a break. There's someone people used to say that until like, oh, if you're a stay-at-home mom and then you wait for your husband to get home from his tiring job, then you're like, here are your kids. And you're like, no, but he's like, oh, I've just come from work. But how tiring do you think it has been me taking care of the kids the whole day?
And parenting is joint.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter whether you work or
not, this is your baby and it's my baby. Yeah. So all the best, babe. Please just, I don't know.
Yeah. Add on your one.
Oh yeah, someone else had DM'd us and said that she also just had a baby, but that her husband doesn't stay in the room with them. She's always in the room with the infant. The husband is in the sitting room with the house help, chapaing stories, watching TV, laughing. Hey, I don't, who can tell her? That one definitely me, I would not hesitate to say they are smashing Honestly, there's
For
no way. I
sure.
don't. What stories?
If not priming each other to part,
What
you know,
stories would
it's like there's definitely energy there that's unacceptable.
That is so inappropriate.
Yeah.
So inappropriate.
And you know what? It irks me when I see, like, you know, like a husband being so
with the house help.
You know, it's like, be kind. I feel like you should be kind and respectful and whatever. But as in, bestie, it's like drugs.
Me even drugs. Me even. You're laughing. What is the joke? Let me in on the joke. I don't think my husband has ever had a sentence, like a conversation longer than like 3 sentences, because like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. And guess what? If you stumble into that, it just might be that. But I mean, for this to be like now the culture and this is what is happening.
Also, what relationships are you guys in? Because me, if something like that was to happen in my house, instantly I would have a conversation with my husband about boundaries, with the nanny about boundaries as well. What are you? There's no work to do that you're just sitting in the sitting room, just chilling, chatting. Like, I mean, I just feel like it was so inappropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't even... Weird.
Yeah, that's definitely weird. And I feel like that's a no. That's a definite conversation that needs to be had in both parties. First of all, what is happening? She's in the living room, sat there laughing with your husband. No. No.
Let us know, guys, in the comments, because Nairobi, what one up here?
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be common decency and respect in the way that you do treat people who work for you, and you know, a friendly nature. But there needs to be boundaries as well, because just like in any situation, this is a work environment for them. That's a work environment, and as much as we say, you know, your family and all of these things, those are the reasons that there's blurred lines around how you should be acting, especially if, you know, you have a newborn and there's a choice to be spending time with you, etc., and he's there.
Yeah, very weird. Let us know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments. I was about to say in the caption, in the comments below. And this is the end of our episode.
I've loved this
Even
episode.
Me, it's been so much shared. I need to take a breath after this. Like, before we shoot the next one, I need to take a breath.
Because it feels so revealing. And but guess what? I feel like TMI really helps us grow as people.
Exactly.
Because especially when it comes to your flaws and your blind spots, the more aware you are of those, the more you're kind of a holistic human being. Yeah. So you're approaching life in that. Actually, I'm not so perfect. That makes life a lot easier than I know everything and I'm perfect. So.
And helps us have empathy for other people. Because like, remember, you yourself, you're sitting at a 2. Yeah. And you're judging
somebody for being a what?
Relax.
Sit your ass down. I'm proud of you for your openness and for being vulnerable enough to look inward.
Thank you. It was hard. It was so damn hard. We are looking forward to reading yours, guys. We're looking forward to reading yours.
I can't wait, you know.
Let us know in the comments, guys, or DM us on Instagram if it's so bad that you know you don't want to be known who you are. Yeah. But just let us know. We would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't leave here without subscribing. Please like this video if you have enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. All right, guys, and follow us absolutely everywhere. We'll see you in our next one. See you.